How to crochet beanie.
So to begin, you're just going to make a slip knot. And after you're done, you want to make a chain. So this chain can be in any size. I am making a baby size, which is a 0 to 3 months. So I'm going to make a chain of 34. If you're making yours if your crochet hats are larger, you want to make sure that your foundation chain is larger. I would suggest making a chain that goes from between your eyes all the way to the middle of your head. So I'm just going to continue making my chain until I have the desired number, and I will meet you right back. So I've got my desired chain, and so far this is what we're looking like. So I like to work into the back bumps to make it easier for me to close the beanie. So you just want to turn that foundation chain the wrong way around, so you're seeing the back little bumps. And into the first 10 chains, we're going to do a slip stitch. So you just want to insert your hook into the back bump, yarn over, pull through, and slip stitch through. Insert it through, pull that yarn through, and slip stitch through. And you're going to continue doing that for a total of 10. I've got 4 so far. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So make sure you have a stitch marker close by, and you just want to place that stitch marker into that 10th stitch. And then for the rest of the stitches or the chains, you want to single crochet. So to single crochet, you insert your hook into that back bump, yarn over, pull loop through, and now you've got 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both loops. Insert your hook, loop that yarn, pull it through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through both loops. And you are going to continue single crocheting all the way to the end of the row. And then when you get to the end of the row, I will meet you so that I can show you how we begin the second row and how we work the entire crochet beanie. So I've got 2 more chains to finish the row, and we're done. So far this is what our first row is looking like. To begin row 2, you're just going to chain 1 and turn, and the chaining of 1 does not count as a stitch. So this right here was that chain that we made, which means this right here is going to be our first stitch. So to get this ribbed look, we're going to be working into the back loops, and to work a normal single crochet would go through both loops just like so, but since we're trying to make it look ribbed and have it stretch, we're going to go into those back loops just like that and single crochet. And you're going to continue placing your single crochets into the back loops, and you're going to do this all the way up until the stitch before the stitch marker. So all the way until this stitch right here where the stitch marker begins, we're going to go back into a slip stitch. So I am going to place my back loop single crochets all the way up. I'll finish off camera, and then I will meet you up so that I can show you how we finish the second row. So I have arrived at the stitch marker, and I'm just going to remove that. And remember, these are slip stitches, so into that first stitch I will go in and place a slip stitch, and I will replace that stitch marker so that I do not miss it. And you'll continue to slip stitch all the way into the last 10 stitches. And then into my last one. There we go. And then we'll chain 1 and turn and slip stitch into the back loops only. Back loops only. And this will be the entire beanie. So depending on the size that you're making, remember that the stretches you could always try it onto yourself. But since I am making a baby size, I will only work up for a few inches, and I will meet you right back to show you how many inches I worked that for. And where the stitch marker is where my last slip stitch is going to be. and then I will replace the stitch marker and go back to our single crochets, just like so. So we're going to continue doing this, repeat this, back loop, single crochets, and then switch to back loop, slip stitches until we've got quite a length, and I will meet you right back. Or let me just measure this one right here. When folded, it measures about 5 inches, which means unfolded it gave me 10 inches, and this is for a newborn, or it's for 0 to 3 months. So if you're making a bigger one, remember you could always wrap it around your head, and if it fits just right, then that should be just fine. So let me continue with this, and I will meet you right back to show you how many rows I did and how we're gonna close it and have our actual crochet beanie. So here we are, done with my rows, and as always it measures 10 inches. I've got my 10 inches, so let me just quickly count and let you know how many rows I have. So I've got a total of 40 rows to give me 30 inches. So I haven't cut off the yarn at the bottom because I am going to use my crochet hook to close the beanie. So to do that, you just want to close it, fold it in half like so, and I'm going to use a single crochet to close the beanie, and I've already chained one right there. So what you're going to do is insert your hook into the back loop of that stitch near you as if you're starting your row, and you're going to find your first stitch on the other side and also place your loop into the back as well, and make one single crochet using both sides. Let me show you that again. Find your next stitch, insert your hook into the back loop, find your next stitch on the other side, insert your hook into the back loop, pull through both loops, and single crochet both sides together. And you are going to continue doing this all the way up to the top of your row. And when you get there to the top of your row, you don't cut off the yarn. I will show you how we finish off together. So I'm just going to continue doing this off camera, and when I am done, I will meet you at the top of the work. So you want to make sure you take your time, don't rush into this, because you want to make sure you are not missing any stitches. You want to make sure that the stitch count is still correct all the way up to the top. So far this is what I've done, but don't worry, this is going to be on the inside and the other side will be on the outside. So let me meet you at the top of the work. So once you've reached the top, you just want to chain one and leave out a few inches like so. Grab your scissors, cut the yarn, and then you want to pull that yarn through your loop and tighten that up. So now you've got a little hole on the top and a bigger hole at the bottom. Grab your yarn needle and insert your hook through. And now I'm going to show you how you can neatly close the top of your beanie. So you want to just insert your hook from the inside in, and then you're just going to find the top stitches. So if I'm going to hold it down like this, these top stitches right here, that's where you want your yarn needle to go into. So I'm going to start from the back and then into the front, from the back, from the front, and from the back, from the front, from the back, and I'm going to continue doing that. And once your yarn is full, you can just, once your hook is full, you can just pull it through, but don't tighten it up yet. So you're going to continue doing that all the way around. And then I have reached the beginning, and now as you can see, the yarn is only going through the very top stitches. So you're just going to gently pull onto that yarn and you